Good morning, Jack. There's something I want to talk to you about. Do you have time right now?
Good morning, Mrs. Hughes. I was just relaxing in the living room. What's the matter?
There's something I need to talk to you about. Or rather, there's something I need you to do for me.
What do you want me to do?
You know how the marriage is next month, right? I want you to not come to that wedding, alright?
What?
I want you to be absent at the wedding, Jack.
Huh? Hold on for a moment. What sort of joke is this? Why would I not come to my own wedding next month? I'm the groom. There wouldn't be a wedding if I didn't come. The groom can't just be absent at the wedding, you know.
It's not a joke. I'm asking this of you from the bottom of my heart.
What? So you're really telling me not to come to the wedding? Me, the groom, not come to his own wedding?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I do feel sorry for you. I really do.
You're not making any sense. Why don't you want me to come to the wedding? Why do I have to be absent? It's already less than 1 month before the wedding. Please explain to me what's going on here.
I guess so. I do owe you an explanation, perhaps. First of all, my daughter found out yesterday that she was pregnant.
What? Rebecca is pregnant?
I took her to the hospital because she told me she wasn't feeling well. Apparently, she's been pregnant for 3 months. But according to what Rebecca says, you aren't the father of the baby.
Huh?
The father of the baby in her stomach is a young man named Roderick. He's a friend of the family, and we've known him for a long time. Basically, he's an old friend of Rebecca's. Which means that my daughter is pregnant with a child of an old friend of ours.
What is the meaning of this? So this means that Rebecca cheated on me with this old friend of hers?
Don't say cheated. It's such a strong word. The two of them were going out together when they were in middle school. Well, Roderick moved away before entering high school because his parents found a new job. He became distant to us, just like that. But Roderick returned to us half a month earlier. That's when he and Rebecca started going out again, apparently.
What do you mean, started going out again? She was engaged to me at the time, wasn't she?
Well, don't get so mad. A lot of things happened, and eventually she became pregnant. Rebecca says that she wants to marry Roderick, not you. He's Rebecca's first love and her first boyfriend, not to mention her baby's father, after all. As for me, I only want to grant Rebecca's wishes as her mother. Roderick is my first grandchild's father, after all. I would love it if he married Rebecca. Don't you think that marrying your first love is so romantic? Which is why I want you, Jack, to not come to the wedding.
I don't completely understand what you're saying. But basically you're saying that Rebecca is now pregnant, and the father is an old friend of hers? And she's going to cancel the marriage with me and marry this other guy instead?
No, you've got it all wrong. She says that she's still going to marry you officially.
What?
She's going to marry Roderick just at the wedding ceremony, but on paper, she's not going to cancel the marriage with you and become your wife.
What? Why would I do that?
You see, it seems that Roderick just quit his job recently, and he doesn't even know where his parents are currently. which means that he's financially unstable. Marrying him would be wonderful and romantic, but since he doesn't have any means to support a family as of now, it's a bit unrealistic.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, that reminds me. Rebecca wants to raise her child with Roderick once the baby is born, so she's saying that she wants to live with Roderick at your new house.
Huh? You mean the new house me and Rebecca were supposed to move into at the end of this month? He's going to live at mine and Rebecca's house?
Yes, that house. She says she wants to live at that house with Roderick and her baby, just the three of them. Which is why we're going to have to make you continue living in your current apartment. If that's impossible, then I want you to move to a different apartment.
Wait, hold on please. Not only am I going to be robbed of my wedding, but you're going to take my new house as well? I'm the one who's paying for both the wedding and the house. I even took out a loan.
Stop being so petty. It's just a bit of money. You work at a large company and earn a lot of money, right? Think of it as your wedding gift to my daughter.
Huh? My wedding gift?
Yes, your wedding gift. It's also going to be your gift to her when she has her baby. Well, that's all I needed to tell you. Give your wedding ceremony in your new house to my daughter, her baby, and her new husband, all right? I'll let you be Rebecca's husband on paper.
Hold on. Do you even understand what you're saying right now? You honestly sound like someone straight out of a horror movie.
Of course I understand. What's so difficult to understand about what I just said? Like I said, you're still going to be Rebecca's husband on paper, which means that you need to pay for my daughter's expenses and also for raising the child. You're going to be the supporter of our household. So do your job as a husband, all right?
Jesus, are you really being serious? Is your head all right? I'm actually starting to be a little worried for your well-being. You're really 100% being serious.
Was what I said so strange?
Well, excuse me, I need time to order my thoughts. I want to talk to Rebecca about this as well. There's a lot of preparation I need to do as well.
Is that so? There's not much time before the wedding ceremony, so hurry up, all right?
Rebecca, I heard from your mother, but is it true that you're pregnant? And that the father isn't me, but an old friend of yours? And did you say that you wanted him to be the groom at the wedding instead of me? Was what your mother said true?
Oh, Mom told you? Yes, everything she said is true. I'm going to be going with Roderick to the next discussion about the wedding. You don't have to come anymore, Jack. I'm so looking forward to how Roderick will look in a tuxedo.
Rebecca, don't you even feel in the slightest that what you're saying is completely insane?
What do you mean?
You say that you want to appear at our wedding ceremony with an old friend of yours, and that you want to live with him at our new apartment because he's the father of your baby. You're saying that you don't think what you're saying is insane?
What's the matter? Are you jealous? Did you want to go to the wedding ceremony with me, Jack? Why don't we have another ceremony once the baby is born?
Everything is so messed up that I'm not even jealous anymore. First of all, the fact that you had a baby with another man while you were engaged to me is messed up, don't you think?
You were looking forward that much to the wedding? The bride is usually the main focus of attention at weddings, so I thought the men didn't really care that much. But to be honest, Roderick is much more handsome than you are, Jack. Which means that it'll look better in my Instagram feed if he's the groom. Which is why I want Roderick to be the groom at my ceremony.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how you had a relationship with another man and had a baby with him while you were engaged to me. And how you want to take over the wedding ceremony and the new apartment, both of which are things that I paid for. I'm saying that all of this is messed up.
Well, it is a bit unexpected that I got pregnant. But what's done is done. Besides, we weren't even married yet, so who cares if I had a relationship with Roderick or not? It's my choice. Does it have anything to do with you, Jack?
Huh?
You're going to be my husband once we get married, so it's fine, right? About me living in the new apartment with Roderick. I'm only doing so for the sake of my baby that's going to be born. It would be best for the child to be with his or her real father, don't you agree? You can just support the child as their second father, you see? What's so wrong about it?
What do you mean, what's so wrong about it? Why you...
Oh, that reminds me about something Dad said. He says that once we get married officially, he wants you to help him more with his job.
Huh?
You already help out with the family business when you have time after work or on weekdays, right, Jack? If you marry me, you're going to be an official part of the family, which means that you're going to have a bigger responsibility in the family business. Dad said that he's going to be making you do more work. He even said that he's planning on expanding the business, so good luck with that.
Hold on. What's this now? What do you mean he's going to make me do more work? I was only helping him as his daughter's fiancé, because he kept saying that he didn't have enough workers. That was my precious time off. I was already working like one of his actual employees. And without pay at that. If he makes me do more work, I won't be able to do my actual job anymore.
But apparently, another one of his employees left again, and he's having a hard time doing business. Isn't it the job of the family to help one another?
What do you mean he's going to expand his business? They already optimized as much as they could by making manuals and building macros. They're already pushing it to the limit with the number of employees they have. If he wants me to do more work than I'm already doing now, then he's going to need to pay me, otherwise it's not worth it for me.
What? You're his family, but you're going to ask him to pay you money? Since when were you such a petty person, Jack? To be honest, I'm a bit disappointed.
Are you serious? Then why don't you help him with his work, Rebecca? I don't want to help him with his business for free anymore.
I can do it. I know nothing about the work my father does, and besides, I'm pregnant, remember? You're a man, and men are supposed to work hard, right? My job will be doing household chores and raising the baby. Stop being so selfish and just do your best, alright? For me and Roderick and our baby.
Selfish? I don't know why I'm even talking to you people anymore. It's obviously of no use trying to reason with you. I don't care anymore. Do what you want. I'll do what I want as well.
Is that so? Well, it looks like you've accepted the situation, so I'm glad. I'll introduce you to Roderick soon.
There's no need for that. I need to do a law preparation first. Just leave me alone for 1 week.
Jack, hey! Answer the phone! What is the meaning of this?
Good morning, Mrs. Hughes. Is something the matter?
What do you mean, is something the matter? Rebecca says that she wasn't able to contact you, which is why I contacted you myself.
Oh, Rebecca. She's speaking the same language as me, but for some reason we can't quite communicate with each other, which is why I'm temporarily blocking her.
What do you think you're doing at such a crucial time? When Rebecca and Roderick went to discuss the wedding ceremony with the organizers, they were told that the ceremony was cancelled. The cancellation fee was paid and the paperwork was taken care of, they said. They were told these absolutely unbelievable things. Just what in the world is going on here?
Oh, that? I canceled the wedding ceremony.
Huh? You were the one who cancelled it? Why would you do such a thing?
Because I won't be going to the wedding? Do you have a problem with that?
Problem?
I mean, it wasn't going to be my wedding, but that of Rebecca and the guy she cheated on me with, right? I have no duty to pay for the wedding ceremony of other people. It's my money, so it shouldn't be a problem, right?
My wedding? My money? You say it like everything is yours and only yours. What about Rebecca and Roderick? It was their wedding as well.
But I was the one who paid for the wedding, right? You said you would pay for half of it after the wedding, as a wedding gift to me and Rebecca. But at the present moment, it was me who had paid for everything.
Well, I guess that's true, but... You just canceled the wedding without telling us anything about it. Rebecca was so looking forward to the wedding. This is so cruel of you.
I was looking forward to the wedding as well. Until last week when you told me not to come to it. Anyways, I'm not going to pay for the wedding of someone else. If you want to have a wedding, then have Rebecca and her friend pay for it. You just have to plan a new wedding from the start.
But this wedding was being planned for so long. It's such a waste. Do you realize what you've done?
By the way, is the wedding ceremony the only thing you wanted to talk to me about? Is there anything else you need to say?
Huh? What do you mean, anything else?
There are a lot of things, right? Like how I sold the new apartment or stuff.
What? You sold the new apartment?
Yep. Luckily, I was able to get rid of the loan as well. A friend of mine works at a real estate company, so it was thanks to him. It was a well-positioned plot of land, so apparently they were immediately able to find a buyer.
What? Why would you do such a thing? That was supposed to be where Rebecca and my grandchild were going to live.
I sold it because it was my house and land. I paid for everything over there as well, so it was my property. I have no use for a house I'm not going to live in.
Your actions are so selfish. Just what are you thinking?
Oh, speaking of selfish actions, I'm not going to be able to help you with your husband's business anymore. I got rid of everything that I made.
What?
The manuals and everything else that I introduced to optimize work efficiency. All of it. Both the physical and digital information I deleted. Tell your husband to have good luck with going back to the state the business was in before I came in to help.
What? Why?
What do you mean, why? I was never even an employee of the company. I was just an outsider. Isn't it up to me as to what I do with what I make?
This is going to be bad for us. Now they won't even be able to go about everyday tasks. They can't expand their business either if they go back to their former state.
Don't you think that the fact that the business can't even go about everyday tasks now, that they don't have the work I did for them, just as the boss's daughter's fiancé, and that I was forced to do the work for no pay, is a bit messed up?
Come back and put everything back in its place. Everyone's going to suffer if my husband can't do his job anymore.
Sorry, but I don't want to do any such thing. And what do you mean everyone's going to suffer? I'm certainly not. And I don't think the employees are either, because they're going to be quitting tomorrow.
Huh? They're quitting?
To be honest, the working conditions at your husband's company are perverse to the extreme. there aren't many employees, which means that each person has to do a huge amount of work. It's common for employees to work overtime until late at night, and they don't even get paid for it. The salary itself is low as well. Not to mention that your husband makes me, a complete outsider, do as much work or even more as a regular employee. There are plenty other things that probably touch on the law. Which is why I told the employees about how much money they would be paid at other companies in the same industry, and about how employees are treated and how they're paid at my actual job. I even introduced them to a company an acquaintance of mine works at. I gave them the name card of a recruiter to this company as well, since apparently they were hiring. They seemed to be very happy with what I had done for them. And it seems they're all going to turn in their letters of resignation tomorrow. At once.
What? Hold on a minute.
Apparently they're going to use up all their paid vacation before they quit though. No one's going to come anymore.
But how is my husband supposed to continue his business now? What are we going to do with the no employees? What are you going to do about this?
I don't know. It's not my problem what your husband does from now. Probably the Department of Labor Standards will decide what to do with him and his business. Because I reported everything that was happening at your husband's company to them earlier today.
What? What do you mean the Department of Labor Standards?
I went to the Labor Standards Inspection Office with proof of illegally long working hours and of unpaid overtime. They'll probably pay a visit sooner or later.
Just what have you done? If the Department of Labor comes to inspect us, then the company will truly be ruined.
Oh, so you did actually realize that what your husband was doing was illegal.
Not only that, but what are our neighbors and relatives going to say when they find out? What am I going to tell my sister-in-law when the company that's been going on since my father's great-grandfather collapses?
It's alright. You don't need to worry about that.
What?
I already explained the situation to all your relatives. Both about what happened to me and what happened with you people.
What? That was none of your business!
The wedding was canceled, so I explained the whole situation to them. In detail. And also apologized for canceling the wedding so abruptly. I gave them printed out copies of you and Rebecca's conversations with me on text. They were actually quite sympathetic to what I had to say.
But...
They accepted that the wedding had to be canceled once I explained everything to them. They said me and Rebecca getting married was out of the question. Thank God the whole family isn't insane.
Wait, marriage cancellation? So you're not even going to marry Rebecca anymore?
Wasn't that obvious? There's no way I'm marrying Rebecca after everything you people did. The fact that this happened before we got married is the silver lining. Oh, I'll contact you again at a later time with the alimony for the marriage cancellation. A lawyer will probably get into contact with you. Please talk to my lawyer and not me directly from now on.
Wait a minute. Why you? Do you think you can just get away with it after everything you've done to us? There's a baby inside Rebecca's stomach. But you went out of your way to destroy our company. How cruel must you be? You're saying you don't care about Rebecca or her baby?
It's none of my business whether the whole house collapses or not. I'm scared by the very fact that people like you even exist.
What?
Both Rebecca, who gets pregnant with another man, even though she's married, and after that says she's going to appear at our wedding ceremony with the other guy, and live at the apartment that was supposed to be ours with him, and you, the parents who supported all of this madness and who treat me like some sort of slave. All of you should go to hell.
What do you mean, treat me like a slave? I never meant to do such a thing.
What was I to you people if not a slave? You tried to steal the wedding ceremony and the apartment I paid for. And you even tried to make me pay for Rebecca and her family's living expenses in return for letting me be her husband. Your husband was even trying to make me do even more work for him. when he was never even paying me? How much do you have to treat me like a piece of garbage until you people are satisfied?
No, it's not like that. You're misunderstanding. That's not what we meant when we said those things to you. You're making it seem like we're evil or something.
Making it seem like we're evil. So you're saying that you aren't? Then is it alright I do these same things to you? Suppose I had an ex-girlfriend who also happened to be an old friend of mine. I accidentally make her pregnant, so now I'm going to go to the wedding ceremony with her instead of Rebecca, and live with her in the new apartment instead of Rebecca. Oh, and I want Rebecca to pay for all of it. Also, I'll let her be my wife on paper, so I also want her to pay for our living expenses and the expenses for raising the child. Lastly, I want her to work at my family business for no pay as well. What if I told you that? You're saying that you would just forgive me? Because that's the situation from my point of view.
But you're a man and Rebecca is a woman.
It seems there's no point talking to you. Anyways, my lawyer is going to be contacting you soon, I think. Please don't contact me directly from now on.
Wait, I'm sorry. Let's talk things through, why don't we? I think we both have misunderstandings.
Please talk to my lawyer about it. Oh, and I found out about this afterwards. But it seems like this Roderick of yours has a wife and children. He apparently has 3 kids.
What? What?
Well, that's all I have to say, I guess. Goodbye. After that, I blocked all of Rebecca's family and had the lawyer my manager introduced me to take care of everything after that. Apparently, at the conversation that was held between my lawyer and Rebecca's family a few days later, Rebecca and her mom made an excuse saying that Jack was going to be Rebecca's husband, so he thought it was alright to depend on him. Rebecca's dad said some nonsense like, I reported you to the Department of Labor as well, so now we're even. I don't know whether to laugh or to sigh. Roderick, on the other hand, kept trying to ask for his actual wife's forgiveness, who I had told everything about. He was shouted at by my parents as well. I had the lawyer be as ruthless as he could to them. And in the end, Rebecca was forced to pay $10,000 in alimony, which included the cancellation fee for the wedding, while Roderick was forced to pay an alimony to both me and his wife, who divorced him soon after finding out about the incident. He cried and begged her not to divorce him, but in the end, she placed a restraining order on him and cut ties completely. After that, the Department of Labor went to inspect Rebecca's father's business. This, together with multiple lawsuits filed by former employees on unpaid overtime, caused the collapse of Rebecca's father's company. Apparently, he tried asking his relatives for help, but they all turned their backs on him. The family was forced to sell their house, and now they live in a shabby little apartment. After the whole incident, they could no longer contact Roderick, and now Rebecca constantly cries because she doesn't know what to do with the baby. She sends me letters through my lawyer begging for me to do something, but I just ignore it since all of her misfortunes she brought on herself. I just hope she learns her lesson and lives an honest life from now, no longer trying to take advantage of people. I, on the other hand, was a bit depressed at my complete lack of ability to judge people's character. But my parents and friends and colleagues all showed support for me, and now I feel a lot better. I'm now living the same life I used to before meeting Rebecca. My goal now is to completely forget about such awful people and make myself a better man, so that I might one day meet someone I could truly love.
Yes, sis. I've got some pretty exciting news to tell you.
Oh, what is it?
I'm getting married.
What? That's amazing. When did this happen? Who's the guy? How come you never told me you were dating someone? Come on, I need the details.
Okay, calm down. So I met him one afternoon when we bumped into each other at the bar, just down the road. You know the one, Charlie's?
Yeah, I know Charlie's. It's not a bad bar.
Yeah, well, I'd seen him about quite a bit lately, actually, and thought that he was really cute. We'd bump into each other at the bar when we were on nights out or just getting a drink after work or something. Anyway, I thought that there was no way that someone like him would ever be interested in someone like me, you know? He's funny, sophisticated, smart, and extremely handsome.
Sounds like you've hit the jackpot. The jackpot.
I know, right? Well, that day, I plucked up the courage and actually spoke to him. We really hit it off and decided to go on a few dates.
Where did you go? Like, on your first date, I mean. That's the one that's really important, lol.
Oh yeah, it definitely is, lol. Anyway, we actually went on a day trip to the beach. We had a picnic on the beach, which was wonderful, and then in the evening we went to a little bar, restaurant type thing, right on the seafront where we had a really nice dinner. It was perfect.
Oh wow, that does sound perfect. But isn't the beach quite a while away? A few hours at least? How come you never told me?
Oh, yeah, but we both decided that we wanted our first date to be somewhere where no one knows us, because that way we were able to just concentrate on each other and not worry about anyone else interrupting us. Plus, we were keeping our relationship kinda hush-hush, as we didn't want to jinx anything.
Makes sense. I suppose it's less pressure that way, but there's no way you're getting married before I've even met the guy. I need to see if he's good enough for my sister, lol.
Of course he's good enough for me. I'm able to make good decisions by myself, you know.
I'm just making sure, lol.
Yeah, I know. And you know that I'm thankful for you doing that for me. Anyway, you already have met him.
I have? When?
Oh, you've met him a few times, actually. In fact, I think you met him about a year ago at the grocery store.
The grocery store? I can't really think of who I've met specifically at the grocery store. There's been quite a lot of people who I've met in the grocery store, you know?
Uh-huh. Well, it's Mike. So I'm guessing you know what he's like well enough by now.
Husband Mike? That one?
Well, yeah. How many Mikes do you know?
This is a joke, right?
Why would I joke about this? Me and Mike are properly in love, and we have been for like the last 5 months.
No. You aren't in love. Mike is my husband, not yours. You're not doing anything with him.
You know, you've always been so jealous of me. It's kind of pathetic, really. But to try and stop me from being with a man I love? That's just sad. And by the way, if you think that Mike is staying with you after all of this, then you're incredibly wrong.
What?
I've already told you. Mike proposed to me. All I'm waiting for him to do now is to leave you, and then we can finally start the life that we've been wanting to have for ages now.
But how did this happen? Why would he do something like this?
Look, it's no secret that I'm better than you. Look, it's no secret that I'm better than you in pretty much every way. I mean, I know we're sisters, but I clearly got the better half of all the genes, whilst you got the drugs. The reason why Mike wants to be with me instead of you is because I'm way prettier, smarter, and more talented than you. Plus, he was just bored of you. He wanted a better wife. One who was actually fun and not, well, you. A hardworking man like Mike needs a proper woman in his life. Someone who will actually be there for him and make his life easy and not difficult. You just don't have that going for you. I'm sorry to say it, but it's the truth, and it's better that you hear it from someone you love now.
Someone I love? Oh no. That's flying out the window pretty fast.
How can you be so mean? I'm your sister. We're supposed to look out for one another.
So, stealing my husband away? That's looking out for me?
You need to get over it, and fast. I've tried to be patient with you, but you're really getting on my last nerve now. Just leave Mike so that I can have him, okay?
Why do you even want to be with Mike? Not too long ago, you told me that he was a failed nobody who wouldn't amount to much and that I could do much better.
Yeah, well, that was before I found out how much money he actually made. He's actually on his way to becoming a big shot in the business, and I want to be there when he finally makes it.
So, let me get this straight. The only reason you want to be with him is for his money?
Look, whichever way you look at it, You and Mike just weren't a good match.
What do you mean by that?
Well, he's just way out of your league. He needs someone who looks just as good as he does, and that just isn't you. It's me.
Wow, thanks.
Whatever. Look, I only texted you to tell you that you need to stand down. Mike is my fiancé now, and you better not get in our way. My fiancé now, and you better not get in our way.
I can't believe that my own sister would do something so cruel to me. How can you live with yourself taking away the man I love?
You'll get over it. Like I said, you two wouldn't have lasted long anyway.
You're a really horrible person, Kylie. And I can't believe you're my sister.
Whatever. Just don't try to ruin my wedding. Keep at least some dignity. After all, you couldn't even keep your husband from running to your sister. What does that say about you?
Not as much as it says about you, that's for sure.
Willow, sweetie, I just heard from your sister that she's marrying Mike. What's all that about? Tell me it's just a bad joke or something, right? Your husband isn't really leaving you for your sister, is he?
I don't even know, Mom. She just messaged me this afternoon saying how she and Mike had been dating close to her. Can you believe that? My husband? Apparently, he was wanting my prettier, smarter, and more talented sister over me. How could they do something like this?
Oh, honey, I'm so sorry.
It's okay, Mom. I mean, I was hoping that I would be able to spend my life with the man I fell in love with. But hey, Lucy decided that she wanted my husband for herself. And what Lucy wants, Lucy gets.
I still can't believe that Kylie would do this, though. What is she thinking?
I don't know, and honestly, I don't care. She's no sister of mine anymore.
Well, what are you going to do?
About what?
The wedding, of course. You can't just let them get away with how they've treated you. I won't let you, for one thing.
But what can I do? They both seem pretty set on marrying each other, and I definitely don't want Mike back after what he's done.
You just leave it to me, sweetheart. I'll sort everything out.
So, did you see the picture I sent of me in my wedding dress? I look beautiful, don't I? Like a Hollywood star. I can't believe my wedding is going to be happening soon. Are you jealous?
Sure.
Are you still being grumpy over the fact that I'm marrying Mike? I mean, you're not his wife anymore, after all. Get over it already. I don't want your moody attitude bringing down the vibe at my wedding. It costs way too much to have it ruined by you.
There is nothing on earth that could make me go to that wedding.
Whatever. You're just being petty and jealous. It really isn't a good look on you. In fact, if you keep it up, you'll never find another husband.
How can you be so heartless? Do you really not care about what you've done and how you've hurt me?
Look, the facts are that I am just so much better than you. I can see that, and he wanted someone who he could be proud to call his wife. It sucks for you, but I can't help that I am better than you. The sooner you accept that, the happier you'll be. I mean, I get that you are married and all, but if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. It's not Mike's fault. In fact, it's yours.
How is it mine?
You simply weren't good enough for him.
God, I never knew just how conceited one person could be. Now I do.
Whatever. I'm not conceited, you are. Thinking that you can keep someone like Mike all to yourself? It's not fair that you thought that you could keep a rich guy like him all to yourself. I have things that I want in life as well, you know, and it takes money to get those things. Money that Mike has.
Well, actually, you say that.
Huh? What are you going on about now?
Mike doesn't have any money. Mike doesn't have any money.
What? Yes, he does. He's just moved up in the company. His wages have increased as well. I know that he has money. You're just trying to scare me away from him so that you can steal him back.
Why would I want the man who cheated on me back? And I'm not trying to scare you off of him. I'm just telling you the truth.
What do you mean?
Well, a couple of years ago, Mike lost his job at his old company, and he owed a lot of people a lot of money. He had a gambling problem. So to stop all the debt collectors and anyone else who was after money he owed, I decided to give him a loan. It was for quite a bit of money. But because I know exactly what Mike is like, I had a proper contract drawn up, which he signed. saying that he would pay me back everything he owed me. And it was a lot. He hasn't actually paid me back all of the money yet, so he's on a payment plan, worked out by our divorce lawyers. He really doesn't have a lot.
But that's not fair. He just got promoted. I should be able to take advantage of all of that money, not you. You need to just forget the loan thing and let him have his money. Got it?
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Mike owes me a lot of money and I plan on getting it all back, especially after how he's treated me by cheating on me with you. If you think I'm just going to let that go, then you are completely wrong.
So what? This is just revenge for you? You steal all of his money just to get back at the both of us?
No, it's not revenge. It's me getting what I'm owed after a horrible situation caused by the two of you. I have lost my husband because of you, the man who I loved and whose side I stuck by even in the most difficult of times, all because you are selfish and self-centered. The least that I am owed out of this entire thing is the money I used to help him out.
No, that's my money.
Evidently not.
Ugh, why do you always have to ruin everything?
Excuse you? I've ruined everything?
Yes. This was supposed to be the time where I could just live the luxurious life that I wanted. I wouldn't have to work or worry about money because my husband, Mike, would be the one earning all of the money. It would be up to him to sort all of the finances out and I would just kick back and relax. I even knew who I was going to cheat on Mike with. It was going to be a really hot younger guy who I could take all over the world and have fun with whilst Mike was at work.
Oh wow, what a nice wife you were going to be. You even had your cheating partner lined up and everything. How can you actually do that? Split me and Mike up and you don't even love him?
Yeah, well, who cares? All I wanted was to get an easy life, like you had. But no, you had to go and ruin it for me. You had to take all of Mike's money for yourself. I bet you didn't even love an easy life.
I am nothing like you. I loved Mike, and I thought that I would spend the rest of my life with him. Guess I was wrong about that though, as I hadn't factored you into the equation.
Well, it doesn't matter now, does it? I mean, what am I supposed to do with a poor man? From what you just said, I'll probably be the one who has to support him in our relationship.
Well, yeah. But that's what being a wife means. You look after your husband no matter what, and he does the same for you. Or at least he's supposed to.
I don't care about all that. I just want money.
Well then, you better start looking for a job. Anyway, I hope you enjoy your wedding, though I wouldn't be surprised if things don't go exactly as you planned.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, remember when I said that Mike has no money?
Yeah.
How do you expect to pay for a wedding if you have no money?
Well, surely he has enough to afford a nice wedding, right?
No, he really doesn't. You can say goodbye to that wedding dress you showed me.
What? Willow, how could you do this to me?
I've not done anything.
Yes, you have. I can't believe you've made it so that I can't have the wedding I wanted. There'll be no flowers, no cake, not even any tableware.
Well, nope. Not unless you somehow find the money for it. Oh, and don't bother asking Mom, because she won't give you anything. She thinks it's awful what you've done to me as well.
What? No, that's not fair. I'm her daughter. She needs to give me what I want.
You're also an adult now, and you need to take responsibility for your actions, which, in this case, has isolated you from people who thought you were better than what you've shown yourself to be.
But people are beginning to talk. Someone's posted on Facebook about me and Mike, and now everyone is treating us like we're the bad guys.
That's because you are the bad guys. At least in this scenario, you are.
No, I'm not. God, you were such a horrible sister.
I'm the horrible sister? No, a horrible sister is someone who steals her sister's husband all for his money. It's someone who is so cold and heartless and downright mean, they don't care who their actions affect as long as they're okay. If you want to see a truly horrible sister, then you need to look in a mirror.
I don't care about your self-righteous attitude right now. You need to fix this mess you've made and get people to stop talking about me. You also need to stop forcing Mike to pay you.
No, it's your problem, so you deal with it. And he can stop paying me as soon as he's paid the loan back. Oh, and don't bother to talk to me again. I'm cutting you out of my life. I don't need dragging me down. See you later. After finding out that Mike wasn't as rich as she thought he was, Lucy decided to break up with him and try to find someone else rich who she could leech off of for the rest of her life. However, thanks to my friends and family, the news of her actions and what she had done to me spread quite quickly, warning lots of men off of her. Because she was unable to find another rich man to live off of, Lucy was forced to get a job and earn her own money. Mike tried to apologize and asked to get back together with me, but I refused. I don't want to be with someone who betrayed me in such a horrible manner. Without me to finance his lifestyle, he quickly got into debt due to gambling again. I just hope he's able to get help for his problem before he ends up bankrupt.